Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to HIMediaTV. I'm your host, Evan from HIMediaTV, and welcome back to my little black book, the daily talk show where I talk into a mic for an indeterminate amount of time and you listen for some reason. Today, I want to talk about Rapture. And I'm not specifically talking about the underwater Randian hellscape of Rapture from BioShock. No, ladies and gentlemen, I am talking about the supposed uh second coming, which is where basically all of the good Christians get yoinked to heaven immediately. Uh, a concept so ingrained in modern evangelicalism that you'd think it was in the Bible. No, there's no historical or biblical genuine backing from this outside of very stretched interpretations. This is all basically leads back to one nut job evangelical preacher from the 1800s. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on you are, for all these folks that do believe the rapture is coming today, September the 23rd, 2025, at time of recording, hasn't happened. That hasn't stopped the more funny of us from taking advantage. Frankly, if I had known people were thinking this was gonna happen about a month ago or even 2 weeks ago, I would have been able to find some local morons in my area and been able to do what I've seen some people do online, which is, you know, have people sell their car for like nothing. I saw somebody buy another person's house for like 10 grand. I saw one lady give her kids over to CPS, which that wouldn't benefit me financially in any way, but I do think it is funny, if not macabre. But I digress. Yeah, there's a bunch of like chronically online Christians that believe the rapture is coming. It's all on self-proclaimed rapture talk, TOK, and it's uh, oh Lord, they're probably like, why hasn't it happened yet? I just kind of want to make a TikTok at this point where I say to them, "Oh yeah, no, the rapture did happen. It's just everybody who like nobody went." Because none of us are worthy. Apparently, the Puritans had it right the entire time, or not the Puritans, the Lutherans. Lutherans had it right the whole time. Um, it's the Lutherans, right, that believe that when you die, you're dead and there's nothing after. I think that's correct. I don't know. Whatever. Point is, it's just Catholic light, anyways. But whatever. Point is that I think that people when they wake up tomorrow and for a rude awakening because like I think there's some people that are like painstakingly staying up and hoping and hoping and hoping and hoping and hoping that it's going to happen, and it's not going to happen. You know it's not going to happen. I know it's not going to happen. The one thing is that is you know the second coming of Christ. The Bible, the only thing that matters in the Bible that talks about it is the second coming will come when nobody expects it. No person, no place, no people will be able to predict it. So that tells me that like if I'm just gonna take off my put on my theological hat for a second, atheism is my default. That means you probably should be a good Christian because like most people are going to end up in the ground and dead and get to heaven that way before the rapture comes. But granted, Christians have been believing that the second coming of Jesus Christ is right around the corner for centuries, millennia even at this point. And a big part of this and a big part of that, Christianity hasn't always been a death cult, but the more modern American evangelical variant of it absolutely is. What's the point of making the world a better place? Jesus is coming any day now. There's no need to make the world better. There's no need to fix mass starvation and homelessness and lack of access to medical care and substandard living in the richest country in the world, where most people who don't live in big cities are living below the poverty line, and most people that are living in big cities are living below the poverty line too. And unless you're a rich asshole, you're having a terrible time in this country. There's no reason to fix any of that. Let the rich people have their money. Let the poor people die. Let the immigrants get shot at the border. All of that doesn't matter, and it doesn't matter what Christ's literally said to do in all of those cases of heal the sick, feed the poor, embrace the immigrant. Jesus is coming any day now, so there's no need to fix any of it because it doesn't matter, which leads just to the absolute stagnation of our culture, of our country, and of our world. But I digress. They think it feels like every few years, some schmuck says that the rapture is coming, and a bunch of morons believe them, and then it doesn't happen because all of this is woo woo mystical bullshit, and it doesn't matter. But here we are. And the reason I want to talk about this is because is because of the TikTok-esque type of nature around all this. The reason I'm talking to you about it, ladies and gentlemen, is primarily because TikTok is being very funny about it. And when I say they're being very funny about it, I mean that you have people selling rapture insurance for their pets. You have people selling, buying people's houses and cars for next to nothing. You have people who are going out in their communities with their trumpets and blowing them and shit to make them think that the angels are coming. It's all very funny. My only regret is I was not able to get on the bandwagon with it. I found out about this a day or two ago, and it makes me so sad. It makes me so sad that I didn't know. It makes me so sad that I didn't know. And I also am Googling at this moment, I'm also Googling at this moment, um, what's it called? What's it called? Images for thumbnails for this video, and one of the science magazines that is talking about this is using the goddamn like end of the world screen, image with all the dust and ash and stuff from the end of the Ring City from Dark Souls 3. It's it's everything. All of this is just so macabre, but funny and sad and pathetic. I don't know. I feel like everything that I've said here I've made my point, and I think that the continued um what's the phrase? Delusion of the American evangelical, it will continue. And as funny as this is, I need y'all to remember that they are a big reason why we are currently losing our free speech rights, why we are currently losing a lot of rights in this country, but we persist. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for watching this episode of my little black book. Another chapter closed in it, so to speak. If you enjoyed this content, please give us a rating on wherever you get on Apple on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, or if you're watching on YouTube, hype us up. Get us up on that leaderboard, eh? Help a brother out. And go check out more of our podcasts. We have a ton of different shows here on HIMediaTV, and we'd love you to see more of them. I'm sure you'll get a kick out of them. You can find all of our pods at himedia.gg/pods or wherever you get your pods. And if and only if you can swing it, please consider subscribing to us on either Ko-Fi or Twitch. Doing so on either will give you tons of perks in our Discord, which you can join at the link down below, and including early access videos, um, uh, exclusive videos and content, along with access to our supporter-only D&D campaigns, supporter-only Minecraft server, so on and so forth. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to this episode of My Little Black Book. That is, again, another chapter close on it. We appreciate your time, and your listenership, and we hope you have a wonderful day.